Thank you very much. Graduates, guests, and platform party. I've been told I've got about 3 minutes to sum up 3 years of education, so I'll try to keep it short and sweet. During my time at university, I've seen a real understanding across many disciplines and departments of a true cohesiveness and passion of what it means to be staffs. It highlights what a fantastic and loving community that Staffordshire University is. As some of you may pick up from my accent, or you may already know, I am an unbelievably proud Stokey. But Staffordshire University genuinely feels like a second home to me, and now I can proudly say and tell people that I'm a graduating student from my hometown university. We can often view university as 3 years, get a degree that we may not use, and end up in a job that isn't even related to the degree. But it is so much more than that. University isn't just about reading a ridiculous number of books or booking a holiday with our student loan. I know there's some of you in that crowd that do that. But it's about how we grow as people. In fact, the Danny Rogers that stands here today graduating is a totally different person that first stepped foot onto campus 3 years ago. I'd like to express a massive thank you to all that are involved with the sport and exercise department, and I extend that thank you to anyone that I've had the privilege of working with. Your unconditional support and guidance have moulded me into a completely different coach, teacher, and person in comparison to when I first stepped onto campus. Being the first person to attend university in my family, I wanted to set the standard high. So by achieving the first class honours, I think I've done a decent job. Apologies to my younger sister. Thank you, thank you. My family have played a huge supportive role during my studies, and their support has contributed to why I'm graduating here today. A massive shout out to my mum and dad in particular. Thank you for listening to me when I doubted myself and lending me that shoulder to cry on when I needed it the most. I couldn't ask for a better pair of role models, and I'm incredibly fortunate to call you both my parents. I grew up in Northwood, just outside of Hanley, and university never seemed to be something for someone like me, growing up from a working class background. You see, I never even knew that university could be for someone like me. For me going into teaching, I want every single student to know that no dream of theirs is too big, regardless of who they are or what background they're from. I think the key to being a good teacher is understanding that kids don't care what you know until they know that you care. I'd like to mention a very personal experience of mine as a student that I think is really important to highlight. You see, during my first year of university, I went through an unbelievably drastic decline in my own mental health. It got to the point where I couldn't even see myself standing here today and getting through my first year of university, and I wrote out and planned my way out of this life. I took a very brave step of self-referring myself to a local mental health service and went through 8 months of high-intensity CBT to realize that my life is worth living and that I do have a purpose. And I knew what that purpose is. It's to inspire young people to be the very best versions of themselves. Battling mental health problems and continuing with studies is not easy in the slightest, but I did it. But I know that there are so many in a similar position to me. And to them, I'd like to say this. Mental health can be the loneliest battle that we face, but it's only lonely if we let it. I can assure you that there are many people who care about you and will lend you that shoulder to cry on or listening ear to hear your story. I want you to remember that there will always be other days and most certainly other ways, but there will never, ever be another you. As the curtain falls on my time as an undergraduate student, I'll leave you all with this. Don't be sad that it's come to an end, but be happy that it happened. As life moves on, so do we. Some things in life must come to an end for new beginnings to take place. You see, for me, university at first seemed to be just a little small step in the right direction, but it turned out to be the biggest step of my life. There will always be a special special place in my heart for staffs. I'm proud to be staffs, and I'm sure I always will be. Thank you.